We have a motion on the floor and we have a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye, opposed? Okay, public comment period. We're still under our old rules, so, our amount of time is 3 minutes. And, it's time, and you come up to the podium and speak, identify yourself with your name and address.
I'm Nico Ercom, I'm the developer. I'd actually ask that, since there's a lot of misinformation out there, that I get more time to talk and explain what happened. And I know that the town board can approve that unanimously. So can we answer that?
Can you state your address, please?
Yeah, W3468 County Road J, East Troy.
You like 5 minutes?
6 minutes, please.
All right, 6 minutes.
I make a motion that we allow, Nico Herkema to present his information so that it is clear to the public, at a length of 6 minutes.
All right, motion second, discussion, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? None.
Thank you. So I'm the developer. There's been a lot of misinformation, and first of all, like you said, when I talked to the county, they said that you had to say what events are going on. So that's why I put that information in for the second plan commission meeting. I wasn't trying to hide anything whatsoever. I know that there's a couple petitions going out there, one from the Lake Beulah Protective Improvement Association, and then there was another one that I have right here that had a lot of misinformation. For example, it says that there's no sound limitations, no time constraints, so on and so forth, and that's not true. My hours are from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. This is a family-friendly environment. The music that I have, there are several events there, and the majority of the events were small or acoustic, which means the same thing that you have at Booth Lake, which the town has already approved, the same thing at the Hive Tap Room, nothing new really. I really don't understand why this petition was here, because I do have that. There's no facts in there as far as me playing super loud music or not. I'm not going to do that. I wouldn't want to alienate the community. I want to have a business that people want to have, just want to be there and enjoy some food and drinks and some music. The other thing that I did send 2 weeks ago was a Plan B option, where we moved the stage towards County Road J and face it to the cornfields away from. So I'm trying to do whatever I can to make this work for you guys. And I just don't understand what the issue is. I can understand it for people that are really close by. And if someone says, hey, this music is way too loud, I'm gonna change it, I'm not gonna go, blaring AC/DC or anything like that. This is supposed to be a fun environment. So, I just don't really understand that. So, like I said, the Hive Tap Room was in the town, and you guys, I don't know how much scrutiny that had, but we looked at the, last 3 years, they've only had one noise complaint. The East Troy Brewery has only had one noise complaint. I would imagine we're gonna have the same type of music that they're having, and it should be a good environment. I would like to not put this back to Plan Commission, because nothing's really gonna change from what I've talked about. And all I'm doing is trying to do a few things to make it better. If there's other concerns about sound, the stage that I have, I can put a curtain back behind there, and again, if it's facing towards the cornfields, that's gonna alleviate a lot of that. My architect's here, he had mentioned that sound, we have some comments that he can talk about the sound, but I think the closest house is 200 feet away, that, we have a lot of people in the area. I've lived on Mill Lake since 2015. We had a place there, we just sold it. I'm very concerned about what my neighbors are thinking. I don't really get, people on Long Lake, complaining about noise when it's well over a mile away. And there's no way that the music would be that loud to be that far, so. anyway. I don't know if you have any questions or anything like that, but I appreciate it.
I have a question for,
You can't, yeah, we have to.
I have,
but it,
No direct,
Okay.
to the board, so, if the board has any questions directly to.
I do. You talk about your, number of events,
Yes,
but I also know that there are a variety of events. Are the music events going to be Monday or Tuesday through Sunday, which is your days of operation?
they would be during the days of operation, and the way the county put it to me is you have to name every single event that you're doing, which I don't even know what an event means, so I erred on the high side, because as a business person, you wanna have as many opportunities to have people come to your business and get money. There's no way I'm gonna do 90 music events, that's just like physically impossible. I would guess that realistically, it's probably half, and if you wanna cut 24 off of them right now, I'm more than willing to do that. It's just, you gotta have a way to make money and, you know, pay taxes and sales tax and generate income for the community, and that's why I did that.
And can I ask, your plan B, you presented that to the county already?
Yes, Caitlin Minor,
And what was the comment from Caitlin?
so Caitlin basically said that she doesn't see any problem with having to go back to plan commission. However, it's the ultimate decision of the town board, so you guys could vote on that right now and make that small modification, because it doesn't affect any variances or zoning or anything like that.
And the curtain on the stage doesn't affect any, you don't have to go to county for that?
No, I wouldn't think so, it's just a curtain. Yeah,
You sent in an email that you were going to point it away from the lake. I know I had a lot of emails that were concerned about the, and I know that the lake can amplify, the lake can amplify the sound.
yes.
And so, do you have evidence that can support pointing the sound away from the lake to reduce that potential risk?
I don't have any specific evidence, but generally when music is playing this way, you don't hear it as much going that way. Also, yeah, I mean, that's basically it. And, you know, all I'm doing is just trying to make it so it's less of a concern for the community. But again, the evidence is in looking at these other places that there's not many sound complaints when this really happens, so.
Was it ever facing the lake that
It was facing actually to the west. It wasn't actually facing
You
towards
have
the lake.
neighbors though.
Huh?
You have neighbors to the west.
I do, yeah, the immediate neighbor is Jim Butler, and Jim Butler actually sent a letter to the planning commission approving, you know, he was fully supporting it.
Questions from the board?
Any more neighbors within a close proximity that supported or?
There's a few here, and, there's quite a few people on Millside Road, that's the road that I lived on, that supported it. I don't know if they sent emails or whatnot, but, I talked to quite a few people. I actually talked to the Lake Beulah Management District, some of the people at the Protective Improvement Association, so, I mean, I'm trying to do the right thing here. I don't wanna have AC/DC blaring, it's gonna be nice, you know, nice background music.
And family time, is there any consideration to shortening the time from 10 o'clock to perhaps 9 o'clock? I have, experience having done this in the city of Waukesha. I worked for the Waukesha Parks and Recreation, and we presented a concert program at Frame Park, and we also had neighbors that were very, conscious of the sound that we were doing, as well as the lighting, and we had a 9 o'clock limit, so that was not something that might interfere with a child going to sleep.
I'm totally okay with 9 o'clock, that doesn't bother me.
Thank you. I have no more questions.
Thank you.
The board, all right, we may ask you back if there's some
Okay.
questions that come up and only you can
Yeah,
answer.
thank you.
So, okay, public comments. Mr. Becker.
My name is Tom Van Bogart, and I'm the president of the Lakeview Protective and Improvements Association. And I just want to make a correction because we do not have a petition that we are circulating. We as a board specifically said that we would take a neutral position on this, and our role is to communicate information to our membership. I can say that it's a very hot topic. I've gotten more phone calls on this topic than I did, even more so than the hotel.
Yeah.
So I've heard both sides, but I wanted the person making the proposal to, I don't know where he got his information from, but there is no petition. We as a board are neutral on this topic and we're just communicating information to the membership.
Can you give your address, please?
4236 Cedar Creek Road, Tanner, Wisconsin.
Becker, W1958, procedure for this position. I think the board is making the same mistake that the planning commission made. Because you're offering public comments now, but public comments, not on the agenda, until after this topic was supposed to be adjudicated. So therefore, people that will be coming for public comments wouldn't come here knowing that it would happen after the discussion and the decision would be made on this topic. So they're excluded. So I think it's the same thing.
Yeah, I'm saying that it's noticed, after,
Just changed.
after the planning commission, we changed it, or reflect it, maybe some people that would come later. Yeah,
But they wouldn't come because it wasn't included the public comments prior to this decision. So you're excluding these people. Same thing the planning commission.
But the planning commission had public comments at the first meeting.
The information, the public was not there, so the public didn't come.
It didn't change much.
Okay. So I think that's not right what you're doing.
You're doing the planning commission.
Yeah. Well, it's down board that's making the problem. I believe it's an error by having it that way. I know what you mean now, but people are excluded. And that, I don't think we want to do it. The other thing is, I represent Lakeview Management District. And again, we see problems with this. We see discrepancies between the applicant's plan and what he can do on the lakefront. The management district owns the lakefront, no one else does. We do lease it out to the applicant or to the LDs, whoever may own it. But it's under the control of the management district. And it's inconsistent with what the applicant has on his plan.
Okay, that doesn't sound like a problem. I don't think we have the ability to modify anything, but you guys do it what we're doing.
So I'm just saying the plan that the display is.
The fact that, the original plan had that listed as a alternate.
Yeah.
Right, thank you.
Hi, this will be quick. And your address, please? Yep, W1518 County Road J, Katrina Andres.
Can you spell it, please?
First or last? AATRYNA. Last name is ENDRES.
Thank you.
So I live 2 doors down, and I'm just going to say if there is live music at all, I guess I'm against it. From those cornfields, the developer is talking about, I can hear the announcer from Maguanago High School 4 miles away, so it carries over land too. I don't have physical evidence of it, but I've been hearing it since I've been living. And with the time allowed for what he'd like to have the events here from 11 to 10, whatever. I go home, I wanna have some relative peace when I'm here, we have neighborhood sounds that heavily residential.
few years ago, I don't understand, we are limited to 12 events in our event park. So a couple things come to mind. Number one, is the property sold, or is it on a contingency getting this passed? Because I still see a for sale sign in front of the mess that's down there.
Okay, I think that's, contingency.
Yeah, yeah, I'm in my due diligence.
So it's not sold?
It's not sold yet.
Still for sale? Okay. I was never informed of any of this going on, the original meeting we had. I do not, I know that we had to get approval, come in with a plan, show East Troy, and then they recommended it to the county. Now,
Can you provide some details on what you're referring to, what business, is your address?
it's Lakewood
Tom
Farms,
O'Brien, yep.
just east of the, Double Views site. And we have an event barn there, and we're going to 12 weddings a year.
Was that not though the county's?
It was. But
I
it's
don't
your
remember.
recommendation too, though, as well. I mean,
I think.
we either
were told
appear
that
before you
already.
guys, we either appear before you guys first. If you approved it, then you give the thumbs up going to the county, and yes, there's another layer to go through that. So I just think this was poorly noticed. I mean, number one. And number two, you have just what I've heard, because I haven't seen a plan. 74 outdoor concerts facing a lake when most of the business is gonna be happening on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. When people are looking to recreate on Lake Beulah, it just seems so inconsiderate to me. And that it can even be considered, you know, I haven't heard any of that. I'd like to take a look at the minutes of the planning commission and that type of thing. No curtain facing, you know, number one, which cornfields, east or west of J?
North.
I don't know that Jimmy Butler, who's a good friend of mine, knows the entire scope of the project. I'm gonna have to talk to him, and everybody else along there who lives there. I think some sound tests should be done for, this is the Mill Pond, for everybody that is on the lake who's paid a lot of money for those homes. And see, I mean, what will the impact be? It sounds like a lot of noise pollution, and you can't compare this with other venues of music playing. We are right on a lake here, okay?
Can I get your address, please?
W1466 County Road J.
Thank you.
The notifications, turn on? How much? 300 feet. 300 feet, that's the direct notification.
I have two houses. And so.
Yeah, understood, understand why you.
So the only way you can really kind of face it in that bottom is when people ignore it.
Gotcha. I didn't need to get to that. Okay, thank you.
Directly across the street. And my husband and I, over there, we don't have a problem with this. We look forward to it. We've been looking at a hole in the ground for almost 2 years now. When Double D's was there, they had events. I think when he says music, people are misconstruing. They say concert and they think big band and, music. He's looking at, yeah, like Alpine Band. I don't think that's what's intended. He's looking at a guy playing a guitar, singing some music while people can talk and eat a burger and a brat, and the lighting, that was another issue. People were saying flaring lights. I think he's just talking about strings and lights. So, I'm for it. Mark me down.
Thank you.
Alright, and of the residents surrounding the proposed site. Joe, imagine having food trucks show up in your street corner every Tuesday through Sunday for 6 weeks. Barb, imagine 2 of them parked next door to you from April through October. Michelle, people don't pull up, they don't get their food and leave. They stay there, and they socialize till 10 o'clock at night. Bill, imagine having audio or speakers directed at your home that project library. Chad, imagine what's going on for 6 months. As the proposal was presented, there are no enforceable noise levels and no decibel limits placed on the applicant. The business zone B3 is the only business zone parcel which is placed within a large residential area, further surrounded by conservancy and agricultural areas. It is like your neighborhood. This is not the right place for the proposed venue, but open container bars, patio seating, live and broadcast music. This will be highly detrimental to the quality of life for all of the residents in the area, as well as those who will be affected by the long distance movement of sound across water and land. Second, in addition, this business nested in residential conservancy, shoreline area, DNR wetlands, and natural areas. You can see the zoning map. April through October is a time of life and regeneration in our ecosystem, which support long-term sustainability. According to research done by scientists Kunz and Schmidt, anthropogenic or human-created noise must be considered as a serious form of environmental change and pollution as it affects both aquatic and terrestrial species. By changing this use to allow outdoor noise, wildlife will be disrupted and our ecosystem will be changed. Board members and community, why are we settling for food trucks and container cars on what is probably the most valuable piece of lake property in the county of the town? This is a beautiful site that somebody can create a restaurant on that everybody can enjoy year round. What a community is planning for development. Things should get better, not worse. We should know what we are worth, and we deserve not less than what we have. Thank you.
Yes. Yes. One more, so 150,000 account. By the way, the petition that was mentioned, that was submitted and it was in the packet